What's up, everybody? We are back after a 2-month delay, but we are super excited. Unfortunately, it is only me. Just had some family things to deal with tonight, kind of last minute stuff. So she did not, we're not able to make it tonight. But we are super excited. We have with us this evening from Instagram, Bedhead.
Yes.
Oh, what's up?
Yes, sir. My guy.
That's it. That's it. So it feels like it took forever to get this going.
Really? Your sister couldn't make it?
Yeah, no. She unfortunately got stuck with childcare this evening. Which, so in her defense, I actually completely forgot that this was coming up today. It's been a kind of crazy couple of weeks, and just like completely slipped my mind. I was driving to work this morning, and I'm like, shit, we have a live stream tonight. So I didn't really prepare her. I wasn't really prepared myself. So she's like, well, you're kind of flying solo tonight. I'm like, well, it happens. Yeah, it's just been crazy. I'm not even in the studio tonight. I am in the production office tonight.
Oh man. Oh, yo, and sorry to hear about your mom before I forget to say.
Oh, no, thank you. Not really, not shocking. Doesn't make it any easier, but
How old was she?
Yeah, she
If you
was
don't.
actually no, it's fine. This is gonna be awful. 68.
Wow,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, unfortunately, her side of the family has always had tons of uh, tons of health issues. So, it
Yeah,
finally, unfortunately, caught up.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, so it's been, for obvious reasons, it's been pretty, pretty hectic last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We were supposed to the end of last month. We were actually supposed to have uh, Tommy MK on, and unfortunately, it literally happened that Sunday night into that Monday morning, and so I had talked with him, and I said, I really, I want to do this, but it's just not the night for it. So we
Yeah.
postponed. They'll be on. He'll be on beginning of next January, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
that'll
know
be
you
scheduled.
you got Sam coming up, right?
Yeah.
He was just saying that.
Maybe I think maybe even next month. Um, I've really, honestly, it's been really, really super amazing how everyone has really kind of stepped up to do this. You know, we have a few, people that actually have asked us directly. I know I reached out to a
Really?
lot of people, but so it's starting to, you know, get a little traction going, which that's cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, when you asked me, I was like, huh, I mean, I don't know, because you asked me like way before I think anyone was even on or anything, and I was like, yeah, hell yeah. I mean, why not? I mean,
That's right.
car, or at least for myself, cars, bars, cigars, and it doesn't rhyme, but bandos. I mean, that's pretty much. I can sit there and talk about that all day.
Nice. Well, you gotta always have that one that doesn't rhyme in the mix there. Um, no, this has definitely been, really a crazy ride the last now almost 2.5 years since we started doing this. Um, I've been doing this, more years than I can admit, but most of it was all just, kind of personal. I started kind of in this world before Instagram was a thing, before, really YouTube was a thing.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's been a lot of fun, um, both just to see all these places and, to use some skills that I don't really get to use very often. Ironically, probably not something I bring up much, but I'm like, I don't know, 12 credits shy of a graphic arts bachelor's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, I I went through 3.5 years of a 4-year degree and decided that I don't want to do this for a living.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I hear you.
so I get to play around a little bit. I'm still very rusty from where I once was, and things have changed a lot, but I get to do that. And I get to see some really cool places.
Oh yeah.
Some things that I never in a million years, thought I would ever see. Um, Most recently, getting the opportunity to get out to North Brother Island, um,
Now,
which was
that at? I
That is that is halfway across the East River between basically, um, I guess Queens,
wait.
Brooklyn,
North Brother or North Border Island?
North Brother.
North Brother.
Um,
I think in
just basically just on the other side of Rikers, because why not?
yeah. No, I need to get back up to New York. I've only been up to New York area once or two, or I mean, maybe 2 or 3 times. But I mean, there's some nice places up there.
Yeah, yeah, no, I definitely I have quite a long list of things that I want to get to, both city and upstate. I still want to get up to Neville. I know everyone's like it's trashed, it's not worth it, but I still think it has some value as an explorer.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's just one of those things. I mean, it's just one of those places. It doesn't matter how many people have been there or anything. It's. I feel like it's just you got to hit it. It's kind of
Yeah.
like the Poconos place. I'm sure you've been there. Like I started going to those Poconos and getting a little drizzle around like 2018. It wasn't as like trash all like as it is now, but I feel like even now, I mean, you still got to hit some of those iconic places.
Yeah, one of the places that I tend to when somebody kind of wants to go, but they're kind of still leery about the whole idea of exploring. Um, you know, I'll take people to Concrete City. I've been to Concrete City so many times
Really?
that if I never see it again, I will be completely happy. But it's that place where you kind of you can kind of get your feet wet per se. It is a
Yeah.
legal explore. Um, there isn't much to see. There's some cool history behind it, but it's kind of a nice starter place.
Yeah. Definitely.
Sure, would I love to take everyone to Norristown? Absolutely, but that is not your starter place.
I've still never been there myself.
So I've never been there enough to actually make it a worthwhile trip. I was there, whew, 10 years-ish ago. I was wandering around 93. I had found what I thought was gonna be my way in, and, yeah, groundskeeper showed up and said basically told me to get the hell out of there before they call the cops. And I was like, well, okay, I'm out. So, you have a good one.
Yeah.
Um, and unfortunately now 93 no longer exists. So,
Yeah, they're
you know,
starting demolition on a decent amount of those buildings now, right?
from what I've heard, yes. I guess from what I was told, the state wants to they want to sell the property. And conditions of selling the property is to demo all of the unused buildings. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where that's at.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I definitely want to hit that place.
Yeah, I got to put the feelers out again and see kind of what's going on with it, if how far they've gotten, or I haven't heard much talk about it in the last couple of weeks. So I'm wondering if
I,
maybe they just
I've
kind of,
I've only seen fencing around the place. I haven't seen any like actual demolition yet. So I have no idea.
yeah, no, I do know 93 is gone. Well, at least I'm about 90% sure that is gone. As for the rest of it, I don't know. But I want to get there. I would love to get down to St. Elizabeth, but I hear that's time is ticking
Yeah,
there as well.
that's Maryland, right?
I guess technically DC.
Or DC? No, yeah, I was just there. Yeah, yeah. I was there. Maybe this is probably like 3 4 months ago now.
Yeah, I want to get down. I want to see that autopsy suite. Um,
And we got there late and we couldn't find it.
so I've heard a couple of people say that, and honestly, I completely understand that. Um, so 2 years now, give or take, when we went and did Pepper,
Yeah,
totally did not see the auditorium, not at all. I don't know
yeah,
how we missed it,
hard to miss.
but
Or
we did.
easy. Sorry.
And it's for anybody that doesn't know, you know, depending on the stage of both vandalism and decay, things are not signed anymore. There's not a lot of times things pointing to where things are, um, and everything starts to look the same after
Mhm.
a while,
Yeah.
especially with a place like Pepper,
Yeah.
because it is exactly from the main concourse, it is exactly the same on both sides.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could definitely start, getting lost and missing things. Um, from what I understand of Pepper's Auditorium, we didn't really miss much. It's super dark in there, so which would have made it really hard to film anyhow. Um, but yeah, no, it's you know, I could see how you miss things, because it and how you can't find things because you really do start to get turned around. Um, tunnels are good for that too. If you've
Yeah. Yeah.
we we were one of the last few, um, to get through Emeryville before they really started demo there.
Yeah. I went there for the first time. I want to say like spring ish of 2020. So I mean, I was really late on that place, but I think I think they started towards what the end of 2020 ish.
I
They
think so. So we ended up jumping on that. Um, they had started, but then they because of COVID, all construction stopped. Um, so by the time we had gotten there, um, most of the buildings were empty, which was crazy. I've never seen anything like that. They basically just opened up holes in the wall and got skid steers and just pushed everything out the side of the building.
yeah.
Um, so basically, that's what we capitalized on. We had heard demo was starting. Then, because of COVID, demo stopped, and so we quickly made it out there. And I think within another maybe 3 to 4 weeks, they were starting demo again.
Yeah.
And from what I understand now, there is nothing left. It's gone.
Yeah, I think it's just a field. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben and Sam, you got exactly. There's no map. You get lost.
Yeah. Well, and then so even if you're fortunate enough to find a map, like I have tunnel maps for Kings Park,
Really?
which apparently, yeah. But at this point, um, from what I've heard, they're pretty much useless. A lot of the tunnels have been sealed off, um, which I so want to get back there. I have video now that's probably about 2 months old from Kings Park, and um, I let all of the talk get the better of me, and didn't um, I didn't go into the big building. I let
Uh
all the talk, and
oh man.
so I've been holding the
I,
video
I,
to,
I, pictures.
yeah. Um, I'm hoping here maybe in the next couple of weeks to make the trip back again, um, because I want to shoot that. There's basically two buildings that I want to shoot. Um, that the second one we just kind of ran out of time, um, and the first, well, and 93, I just basically everybody got into my head. Don't go there. That's where the proper people got caught
Yeah.
at. So I was standing there. I was looking at it. Um, I don't care to see all of it because, from what I've heard, there's absolutely nothing in there at
Yeah.
all.
I believe.
Um, but I would love to just at least, see the first floor or two, maybe three. And yeah, um, I was there. I was there with some people. We were looking at it, and I just let all of that get in my head and go, nope, it's not worth it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
no exploration is worth getting caught.
yeah,
Well, I shouldn't say none. There's probably a few out there that are worth the risk, but um, at that point we had been in 3 or 4 other buildings and saw a whole lot of nothing. So I'm
yeah,
like, it just got into my head.
yeah. Because that build, how
But
many floors is that big building? 15?
uh,
Everything.
yeah, somewhere in there. Um, and I'm not like I know a lot of explorers are all about the roof, the roof, the roof, the roof. I don't care. I look at it as yes, let me become a giant flag on top of a building is kind of the way I look at the roof. So I don't need to go up all 13 floors just to get to the roof.
Yeah,
Um, that was one of the biggest things with being on North Brother Island and being so close to Rikers was, everybody kept saying, a couple of people that I talked to, stay off the roof. They can see you from Rikers. So I was like, yep, I'm fine with that. No need to be on the roof here.
yeah, yeah,
Completely okay. I know a lot of like I know Max is all about the roof. I'm like, I don't care. I,
yeah, man.
I'm like that's a risk you're willing to take. You go ahead and do that. I'm fine staying off the roof.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
doesn't bother me. But yeah, no, it's been a rough and long summer. I really did not get out as much as I wanted to, and hopefully, um, fall certainly doesn't bother me. Winter doesn't bother me. I don't care. I don't care. I'll go in the winter. Um, I
that's
actually
true.
I prefer the winter.
So do I. I like it, usually in the summer. I'm usually like not really out at all. I've probably been to maybe 3, 4 places this summer. That's it. Whereas in the winter,
Yeah,
I mean, it's just it's hot. It's overgrown everywhere. It's
yeah,
much easier in the winter.
yeah. No, and ironically, so when when Jess and I decided we were going to start doing this, and we were really there was a point in time for that first like almost year, we were out every Saturday. Um, so I remember, we started getting into fall, and I'm like, I don't have winter stuff. Like I'm not a skier, I'm not a snowboarder, so I don't have these things. So I sit around, I'm like, we're gonna have to get ski pants and ski jackets and all this winter stuff because it's gonna be cold out.
Yeah,
And we're not prepared to be cold. We're like indoor people in the winter. So I'll never forget our first like it was like, -3 degrees in the morning. And I'm like, so, we've got like 2 layers of pants, a hoodie, long sleeve, everything. And so we get in, I don't even remember where we went. We get inside and I'm like, I don't need all this clothing inside. It's surprisingly warm in here. You would think it would be really cold, but once you actually get inside, it's really not
yeah, yeah, yeah.
bad. No, I actually kind of prefer winter than the summer. I agree. It's hot. There's bugs out. It tends to smell worse inside places too.
No, definitely. I remember this
Yeah.
one time I went to I can't remember what the place is called. Tom's, you might know it. Tom's River. This old like campground with a bunch of cabins. Warwick? Nah, it might be a different one. Well, anyway,
Yeah. I can't think of it either right now.
everything's overgrown. It's the middle of summer, and so we're walking around, blah blah blah. So after we're done, we go back to the car, and I was like we saw like ticks. We were like, oh, I got a tick on me. And then
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, another tick. I've never in my life, I've been to the woods plenty of times. I had so many ticks all over me. I mean, it was insane. I ended up taking my pants off and driving home in my boxers. They were all over. I mean, it was insane. It was
Yeah.
like, after that one, I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going anywhere in the woods ever again in the summer.
So I've never been completely covered. I've had one or two here and there a couple of times, but the other problem with it overgrown is I tend to fall over things.
Yeah,
There has been about two, maybe three times that we've been in some, usually leaving. That's the greatest part. I don't ever have problems getting to the place. It's always leaving. Um, but like a tree that fell over that you couldn't see anymore, and sure enough, I go right over it, which is actually, although I've never really done it, but I think I am going to start doing it. So I bought it. So Jess is like, get a GoPro. You need to get a GoPro. So when these things happen, you have video of it, and you can, basically put out a bloopers reel when you do stupid things. Because yes, I am.
yeah, yeah.
I have fallen off of a wall. um, I
Oh,
have there's a hilarious story behind the wall thing. I have gone now through a floor, not completely, but I put I put my whole left leg right through a floor. Um, I've fallen over a tree. I have fallen. I got caught in, like orange construction fence they put around when they're doing construction.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So we'd gotten to a school up. This was like way back in the beginning. We got to this school up in the coal region up north here, and they had started demoing it. So I'm like, well, this sucks. We drove all the way up here for nothing. Um, and this is what's really great about the two of us. She's a little more. Um, she'll take the risk a little more than I will. Um, but so we kind of balance each other out in a
yeah.
sense. So
Yeah.
we're standing there. So she just hops over this construction fence thing and goes in. I'm like, oh, all right, let's do it. So we go and we do it, and on the way back out, trying to get over this fence thing, it got like caught in my shoe and down on the ground. So yeah, I am notoriously klutzy apparently at the end of the thing, not the beginning, which is good. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I've
mean,
had a few of them.
yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'd rather that happen at the end than as soon as I'm walking in. Because if I'm walking in, that happens, I'll be like, oh shit, I don't know about this one.
Right.
Like, I don't know, this shit's already happening.
Yeah. No, I know. It's been a couple of, but yes. So she's like, get a GoPro, get a GoPro. And I did, and I half the time I forget about it. But I actually thought I've been thinking about creating a second channel and just like raw GoPro video, not edited, not nothing, just whatever, put it on, get it going, and whatever it gets for a trip, just, you know, maybe use some of it in the regular video, but um, just completely put it up online and just put it up on a second channel.
Oh
So
yeah,
maybe we'll get to see some bloopers.
yeah, yeah. No, that would definitely be cool. Just raw footage, everything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Um, Probably, put some interesting music behind it, something, But other than
yeah,
that, like no color correction, no edit, no, just here's the raw video.
yeah, yeah. Nah, that'd be cool as hell. Because sometimes, I mean, like the big YouTubers, it's like they're only showing like the really cool shit, or we found blood, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'd rather just see like a raw video, exactly what's in there, exactly what happened. You know what I mean? Even if it's even
Yeah.
the craziest thing. You know what I mean? It's just like a raw explorer.
Yeah, no, and and it's so funny that YouTube is such a I don't know. I don't even. It's like the videos that I put. The videos I put like zero effort into seem to get more views than the ones that I spend, a week and color correcting and doing all this stuff too.
Yeah,
It's
saying that on it.
it's so weird. I don't know. I that and I think I have angered I've angered the Instagram gods because like I don't get views there anymore. Um it's so crazy right now. Like
Yeah,
I just feel like um I feel like Instagram is kind of against explorers right now. Um but somebody did mention that check your check your hashtags. They thought maybe if any of your hashtags had trespassing in it, they were kind of filtering that out. I get it.
yeah, that could be. With Instagram, I mean, nothing surprises me, honestly.
Well, and
Really,
everybody
but
has been saying the same thing.
really,
Yeah, I've had a couple of people come, couple of different that usually get some pretty decent views and stuff, and just say that the views are down, and um, so I don't know. Helen, yes, yes, 1,000 subs. So we were hoping for that, like I don't even know, a year ago, but it goes in little spurts. What can I say? Um, I don't think YouTube really helps it either. Although I have noticed apparently YouTube is now showing ads against my video, but I'm not getting paid for those ads. That kind of annoys me.
wait, YouTube's showing ads on your videos, but you're not getting paid for them?
Uh huh. Yeah, and it's they're those annoying ones too. Those like 5-minute ads. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like
That's
YouTube.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Because I thought like you had to for them to even show ads, you had to be like have a
that
creator thing or so. That's what I thought. I mean,
yeah, that's the way I always thought it was too. Like if you weren't if you were not considered have a creator's account and you were not getting monetized, that they were not showing ads in your video. But I guess that changed.
yeah,
Um so two questions here that I will answer really quickly. From Snake here. Yes. So when we do finally hit 1,000, um, I am going to try to line up a live stream from a bando. Um, the couple of things behind that, it's got to be some. I feel it's got to be something like really unknown. Because you start live streaming from a known place, someone's going to get angry and
like
someone's going to call on you. Um, yes, it is also. I'll answer that one too. So it is 1,000 subscribers, and you need. Um, hold on, I will look real quick. I forget exactly. It is so many public watch hours. It is 4,000 public watch hours. Um, those are the two qualifications. And then the second part is that YouTube has to want you. You can still be denied. All of which then to, maybe make about, $1 a month. So, um, unless you have millions of subscribers and lots and lots and lots of views, there is no money in YouTube. So that is how it works, unfortunately.
yeah.
Yes, 4,000.
Sorry, I got my brother was pulling up. He didn't. Him and his friends coming over here yelling.
Nice. Oh, thanks, Helen. That's great. If everybody wants to watch our videos while they're sleeping too, that's completely fine. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. But, so, I know everybody asks this question, and it's kind of the one everybody wants to know. What got you started?
So, let's see. So this is back in 2018. It was my senior year of high school. I think a friend, like, I forget exactly how it went down. Like, someone was just riding past George Pepper because I'm literally 10 minutes from George Pepper. And he just mentioned it to us somehow. And then, like, long story short, we ended up going there. And then I just so happened this one kid, like, I was kind of cool with. I sat next to in class. I knew him for a couple years, but we were never close. I knew that he did that. Like, he was into exploring. So I mentioned to him after I went to George Pepper the one day, like, hey, yo, I was just at this place, blah blah blah. We get to talk, and he's like, yeah, you gotta come out with us one day. And so I went out with him, and then the rest is pretty much history. That was
Yeah.
20. But I mean, it was literally just like some kid I knew saying, yo, I drove past this place. Let's check that out. And then we just did it. Like,
No, it's one of those things that definitely once it gets its hooks in you, it's something hard not to do.
absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
once you start doing it, and you really, I mean, you get to meet some cool people. There are plenty of assholes in this game, but you definitely get to meet some cool people. Um, you know, um, like no lie, I love exploring with Max. It's hard to get him to go well. So the big problem is, I like to go early. Like, I want to get in and get out, and while the rest of the area is probably still sleeping.
Yeah.
But that's a little tricky with Max. So
Yeah. Max will
doesn't.
nap 1 a.m.
Yeah, yeah. No, I've gone exploring with Max pretty early, and the term "smells like a brewery" definitely fits.
Yeah, nah, most definitely.
But no, but he's good. He's good people though. He really is.
Yeah, no.
Um, and he's very convenient too. Um, so he got me into Fitzsimmons, and it was a great. I mean, there was no way I was getting in. Like, I am way too old to climb windows and shimmy through shit like that just to get into a place. So we park, and he's like, I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna hop through that window, and I'll open the door. I'm like, all right. I'm not even out of the car. I don't have my bag, and he's already through the window. Like, he's great for that kind of stuff. I'll give
Yeah,
him credit for that. Like, yeah,
no.
go ahead on in there and open the front door. But yeah, no, uh, I've been trying to get out with him again, and just our schedules really are not working
Yeah.
so well.
He's in Pittsburgh right now, actually. I was just talking to him earlier.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. He got it to the mall over there.
shut up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
he did
like
the story. You didn't see that? Or no, maybe no, it wasn't. No,
no.
he sent it to me. Never mind. But he got in there
So he and I drove out for absolutely nothing.
to Pittsburgh.
Uh huh. We got up one morning. We drove all the way out there, um, and we met up with somebody dude knows people everywhere. So,
Yeah.
we met up with some people. Um, if Max can't find a way in at that particular moment in time, there is no way in. And so, um, I mean, he spent like 40 minutes running around this place trying to find the way in and couldn't. So, um, it was about an hour of trying to get in after 5-ish hours driving to only have to turn around and come back across.
All specifically, or just somewhere in Pittsburgh?
The mall in Pittsburgh, and yeah, so that was a fun day. Um, that was one of those days you realize there's no guarantees with this.
Yeah,
Um, you
yeah,
know, you hope for the best, and it's about that's about all you can get is hoping for it to work out. Um,
yeah, yeah.
there's been
There's been plenty of times I've driven and got nothing.
yeah,
All part
it
of the
actually
day.
just happened. So it actually just happened a couple of weeks ago. Um, so I so Jess actually lives out towards Harrisburg. So I was like, I'm going to I was going to bring some stuff out to her, and I was like, let's go for an explore. She's like, all right, where do you want to go? Because there isn't so that area for whatever reason there just isn't a lot there, or if there is, nobody's talking about anything there. So I'm like, well, you want to try the old York County Prison again? She's like, yeah, we'll run down because it's like 30 minutes from her place. So we ran down. When I say that they concrete blocked everything, they concrete blocked everything. The front door, the side doors, the back doors, the any you can see, like they don't even have a way to get into this place right now. Even the owners can't get in. They blocked everything. I was like, well, I guess we'll cross that one off the list for a long time.
Yeah. Oh my.
But yeah,
That's
there's
that. I've only seen
no
pictures with those big cinder blocks. I think a place in Philly I've seen. Up in I forget where else. But I haven't seen too many places that are just straight up put cinder blocks in front of doors and stuff.
yeah, no,
So you know what
everywhere down there.
stop playing. Like
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the big other than it's just like every other bando. But yeah, they're not messing around there when it comes to keeping that locked up,
yeah, that's
which
crazy.
was crazy. Yeah. So, we busted out on that one, and what are you gonna do? That's how it
Yeah,
goes sometimes.
yeah, really. There's nothing you can do. So you been to I think
Now,
you the one in Jersey, the mall.
P-Berg.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. So I was there a few hours before the whole debacle with Max and oh, I forget who he was with. Um,
What did he get? Did he get caught there?
so yes and no. Yes, they did, but nothing ended up actually happening. Um, but the issue, so they were not smart that night that day. There was nobody, nothing, not a anything parked in the back of the mall, and that's where they decided to park.
They parked in the back.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Um, I drove around back there. Like I said, there was not a dumpster back there. There was not a truck back there. There was not some kind of mall vehicle back there. There was not a car. There was nothing.
So they were the
Um,
car.
yep, yep. And when they went to leave, um, sitting out back there next to this vehicle was the security vehicle. I'm like, why would you do that? Why? You know, I parked in the front. I parked by the remaining active store in the mall. I
Yeah,
blended in and I disappeared.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It's exactly what I did. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. But I
Yeah,
went. So yeah. So that's I parked the front, kind of the side ish by the active store. I went back in
yeah.
December. I don't know when you went.
I was there mid early like late spring, early summer.
Mm.
Um, was one of the few that I did on my own. Well, I was supposed to meet Max there, but of course they got pushed back, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to just sit in my car for 2 hours. I'm going in. So I went in, I shot it, I got out, and went on my merry way. And then they were actually coming in as I was leaving. I was like, you know, I wouldn't go that far up. I mean, I wouldn't go that far up towards the active store, but
Yeah,
um, you know, you do you. Because if I could see in there, they could see me. So I
exactly.
went
Yeah,
up.
knocking corners. Yeah, I mean, you can see right in there.
Yeah, I went about halfway up between there and the neon lights.
Yeah, I went. I don't not too far past the lights. I went.
I
I
went
probably went
about,
closer than I should have to the store, but we were fine.
well, I played it kind of smart too. I I kind of stayed to the edge of the concourse. Like I didn't want to get too far in the
Uh,
middle. Um, so what I ended up doing was going up one side, coming back down, and then crossing and going up the other side just to kind of stay as close to the wall as possible.
I remember this.
But
Someone was telling me not too long after that how they got caught in there, and I forget who it was, but he was telling me he was like, I think they got caught like by the owner himself. I'm like, he's like, you can't be in here, this, that, and third. And he said, and he's like, how'd you guys get in here? How'd you get in here? Would you break in here? And they're like, we did not break in here. We just went through the door. He said they went, showed him the door, and it just opened right up. And he was like, I had absolutely no clue.
yeah,
Like, absolutely no clue. Because that thing was just, did you just go in the door, probably the same one I went in?
probably the
At the,
one back. To,
I forget what store it is.
so I actually came in. I came in by one of the back corridors that had like it was weird. I mean, I walked in and there's the men's room or the ladies' room. I forget what it was. All lit up, ready to go. Um, you know, that would probably been only like the third or fourth place that I've ever been that has had power. So that was really, that was weird in of itself. But was like it was like walking in and everything was good to go. And until you kind of made it around the corner and it wasn't so good to go anymore.
yeah, yeah, really. They trashed that,
Yeah.
but I was kind of surprised, like how I mean it wasn't trashed, but I was surprised and there wasn't too much graffiti, but I was surprised by the amount of graffiti and how I don't know. I'm not gonna say it was trash, but what I mean. I was surprised how bad it was for it being
Yeah.
damn near open. like 100 feet away. Like,
Yeah. No. The well, I completely understand why it is no longer open because I don't think it was so much of a case of dead mall. I think there was a little bit of that, but there was not a store in there that was not leaking. So I actually had gone. It was raining that day. Um, there was not a single store in there that was not leaking.
really?
Um, that part was bad. Yeah. Um, and for a while, apparently. Well, that's why. So the Sears building, which was on the I believe, on the far side from where the Active store was, so the complete
Yeah,
opposite end.
yeah,
That building's gone. Like there's nothing on the other side of that wall.
yeah. I was.
Because yeah, they had terrible roof problems and nobody wanted to fix it.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's gone. And then the property kind of in the middle that was the Bonton building, that's gone as well. Like there's nothing on the other side of that wall. They tore
Oh,
that down.
what part?
Where the Bonton was, kind of in the center on the
Yeah,
back side. Yeah,
yeah,
that's gone.
yeah. Damn, that place was crazy
Yeah.
though. I remember. I still remember going into the what's that store called? The Hallmark or the what's the one with all the candles? Hallmark, Yankee.
Oh, oh, you
What's that
mean
called?
yeah, yeah, and it still smells like it, like after all that
I
time.
think that was it. Yeah, it still smelled. Yeah,
Yeah,
it smelled or the like perfumes or candles or something. That was with nothing in. It was that was crazy.
yeah, yeah. And I thought that, and then I started doing the back history. I mean, it's been closed 2 years, like, and it still smells normal, like it should be.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it was crazy,
Yeah, that
absolutely crazy.
like walking in there, seeing absolutely nothing besides like a desk, and it didn't even just smell. It smelled like when you walk into that store, like normally when it's open, it like overpowers you. It still smelled like that. Like
Yeah,
that was
yeah, yeah. It was crazy. It really was. I was like, wow, I can't believe that. Yeah, no. The only thing looking back, I've seen a lot of photos of the neon at night, and I kind of wish I would have went at night. It is such a different,
oh you didn't go it it was day. Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
crazy.
went during the day.
It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I would have gone at night. I'm just kind of, I've never been a big fan of doing it at night. And there again, that's probably more in my head working against me. Like, obviously, I'm shooting video, which means I need to light it up. If I
Yeah.
bring lights, people see lights from the outside. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, that's probably not the smartest thing to do.
We actually.
And so
Oh my bad. Yeah. Well,
but no, I don't know. I wouldn't shoot video in the dark, but maybe I would get back and just grab a couple of photos sometime.
yeah. We actually kind of. It was like getting dark when we got there. Like there was maybe like half hour till dark. So we actually waited. We actually purposely waited till dark because we're like it's already starting to get dark. We might as well just sit here and wait because
Right.
we didn't really. I mean, obviously, like still got power. There's still not a store. So I mean, we were. I was definitely sketching a little bit. I mean, for sure. I mean,
Oh, so I'm sure you. I don't know how many times I thought I set an alarm off.
Really? I don't remember. I don't remember things.
So, actually, if you go back and watch the video, I think it was Foot Locker. I was walking through their back room, and the alarm was completely silent. And I get like all the way to the back of their back room, and all of a sudden this alarm starts going off. I literally shit myself. So
Uh,
I am by no means professionally an alarm guy, but I've been around enough. I walked up to the panel. It was like error communication or something. I'm like, oh well, hey, communication error means it ain't talking to nothing, so I'm
yeah,
good. But I mean, literally, it was silent, and then all of a sudden it starts going off.
I
But
would.
they were they were going off all over the place. The Gold's Gym was going off.
Oh,
Um,
that scared the shit out of me.
yeah. Um, and in most cases, A, no communication, B, batteries are dying, all the things that not gonna call the authorities, but
Yeah,
yeah, when you're not expecting that, yeah, I was like, oh
hard,
boy.
hard drops.
Yeah, yeah,
I do remember
yeah,
the one old gym though. That was loud from what I can. If I
yeah,
remember, it was that was really loud.
yeah. That was like super creepy in there too.
It,
More so than I think anywhere else, because I don't know. I've never
that
seen.
was like darkest place.
Yeah, and like I've never seen an abandoned gym inside of an abandoned mall. So
Really,
it, it was definitely it was definitely an interesting one. But
but
yeah, no, I was glad I made it there though.
yeah, yeah. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, because those neon lights. Yeah, seeing all the
Yeah,
pictures, I was like, I get here. Like, there's no way I'm not going here. I don't even know how I figured out that. I mean, it was going around for a while, so I guess I just figured it out just from people talking. But
well, what was what was weird about being inside there, so that's only like 30-35 minutes from me. I was in that mall when it was a mall.
oh, really?
Um, so yeah, not often because I mean we had plenty of them right here. Why travel?
Yeah, yeah.
But I was in there once or twice, and it was weird to be back in there and seeing it like that. That's probably so far the one and only place that I've actually been in before it became abandoned.
Yeah, it's a lot different seeing somewhere you've been in. It's crazy because my the only place that I think the only place I've been in that I was actually in when it was open was a movie theater by me, an AMC, and at the time it had power just like the mall. So yeah, it was
But
crazy in there. We were in there like damn near every weekend because it was so close to us. Still had power, and it was a place we've been into before, which was crazy. Because I was like, oh,
yeah,
I'm right here, and then we obviously went up in the like the projection room. That was crazy. That was
right.
crazy. That place was crazy.
Yeah, that's um so I can't say I've never been in a theater, but I would like to actually do a more so I when I say I've never something I've never been into a theater, I did Proctor's in Newark, um, but that place is super trashed, really, really bad. Um, and that's also, when we think of a movie theater today, that's not really what, you know, what we
Look,
think of. So, so I'd actually like to really. do an actual theater one of these days.
Do you know about the one in Philly? The IMAX?
No, there's
Oh,
an abandoned IMAX theater.
yes. It's like really recently, like within the past year or two. I still have not been in.
I'm gonna look
I
into that.
I don't think it has power anymore. But yeah, it's only been the past couple years, right in Philly.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start looking for that.
Yeah, I'll send you the address when we get off there. But
All right.
yeah, that I definitely want to get in that place one day. I know they've been keeping it pretty tight. I know a couple people that went though. I don't know if they had to like bring some bolt cutters or I don't know how they got in, but they did.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't be the first time I've done that. I try not to. I really do. Um, you know, I think there's a whole big difference between, walking through the unlocked door and making the door unlocked. So I
I,
try not to do things like that.
yeah.
Although according to people that know things about the law, there is no difference. So
Uh
I
yeah. That's,
I don't know. I don't know how that works out. There's a whole
yeah.
difference between robbery and armed robbery.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't maybe instead of graphic arts degree, I should consider looking at a legal degree. Might come in handy.
Yeah, it might need it.
Might come in handy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I don't want to say it's 100% true, but I think I would probably fare better than the younger explorers. There is a stigma, and it's unfortunate because I know plenty of older people that will destroy things for no apparent reason,
That's
and that's not really fair. But
yeah. But I mean, then again, I mean, I can't really blame cops too much because if I called out there and then like you see a bunch of teenagers in an abandoned building, I mean, well, I mean versus an
oh
adult.
yeah,
I not that an adult table. I mean, I guess I kind of can see it, but I mean, I don't know. But
no,
there
and
is stupid kids that go to these
oh
places.
yeah, no, I would. A couple of years ago, Jess and I we did 2 days out in Pittsburgh, did a bunch of things, and um, there was um, there was this one building I wanted to do. She wasn't really keen on it because it was not the easiest to get into. Um, so she kind of sat that one out. And so I'm in there and I'm up on the third floor. I'm doing my thing. I'm shooting video, and and this and this chick who had to be, I don't know, like 20 at most. She's hanging out the window yelling to her friends at the bottom on the street. I'm like, "Are you insane right now? You were not supposed to be in here and you're yelling out the window." I'm like, "I got to go. I'm done. I'm out of here."
Oh my god,
I'm like,
I can't even say that I'm surprised. Honestly, I really can't.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I I wasn't even finished filming. I wanted to film a couple other things, and after that, I was just like, nope, nope,
Yeah,
it's time to go.
yep, yep, absolutely. This when we went up to you went. I'm pretty sure you went there with Max. If I might be wrong on that though. What the hospital in New York? I
Oh,
can't.
the one in Queens.
I think I can't even remember the name. The name of it.
Um, I never could remember the name of it. Riverside,
Walk,
Riverview,
the Walking Dead.
Park, Parkway, Parkview, something
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, that one. We as we were like up on the roof for a little bit, and then we're like, all right, time to go. And so we're walking down. It's probably a good like 10 stories ish, give or take. So it's taking us a
Oh
minute.
yeah.
We start hearing these like they had to be like little kids, like maybe like 13 or something, and they're we just hear them like screaming, like almost screaming, and we could hear them from pretty far away. I don't even know what part of the building they were in or what floor they were on. We just heard them yelling, and then like so as we're walking out, I lose my train of thought here. So we go to walk out, and then like my one boy was like just being a dick and like yelled up to him like, "Hey yo, fuck off," or like something I forget what, like just. And as we're walking out, and then we cross the street, we park right around the corner. I mean, it's like literally a 30-second walk. Everyone gets in the car. I was like, oh, I gotta throw my jacket in the trunk. As I open the trunk, throw my jacket in, cop comes rolling down the street. I said, no way he's going there. Parks right in front of the place. and,
Nice.
and we were in there not even 2 minutes. Literally not even 2 minutes. Like maybe 90 seconds ago we were in that building. And then they ended up they had like 5-6 cops there just sitting out front. I don't know what happened to those kids, but that was crazy.
So we didn't run into any issues, but like the day or so after Max and I were there, place got raided by cops again. Like uh, that one, that one you really had to that one you really had to kind of be smart about. A, they were watching it. B, it basically, I don't know if it was the third floor, fourth floor, somewhere in there. I mean, lined up with an apartment building right across the street. Like, no, I'm not
Yeah,
talking like have to look up or down, like straight across. Like, so you really had to be, at least on that side of it, you really had to be kind of smart about what you were doing, where you were. Um, and, I think unfortunately a lot of times, I think people they get lost in what they're doing in there, and they're not paying attention to everything that's kind of going on around. And that's, yes, it's great to get that perfect shot. Yes, it's great to get all those views on Instagram and all that. But really, at the end of the day, it's you really got to be smart about what you're doing and where you're at,
absolutely.
because
I
it
agree 100.
can it can change quickly. I mean, that's how I ended up half falling through a floor. I truthfully, I got cocky and was not really paying attention to my surroundings. And let me tell you, when that happens, you hear every piece of wood drop to the floor beneath you. Everyone. And yeah, that was scary times. Um,
How far like
very
up your
scary times.
was it? Like your whole leg?
Yeah, so pretty much I would say left leg was in about mid thigh, give or take. Yeah,
That's sketchy. That
yeah. And
what?
and I knew it, and I knew it going into it. Um, and I was basically stepping between each of the joists beneath, but I got cocky and I wasn't paying enough attention to it, and there it was right through, and I
Yeah,
just like that. It's
that, that's scary.
yeah, I mean, this is no joke stuff in some of these places. They're not maintained. It's really about keeping an eye on everything and where you're walking,
Absolutely.
or you fall over trees. Been there too.
It happens.
Or sometimes things go sideways and you basically kick Max in the face.
What? How did that happen?
So, um, we did the well, he and I went twice. We did the community college in Jersey,
The picture
and
behind us.
yes, yes. So actually, I believe it was getting out of that building exactly. Um, we had to get through a piece of a window that was probably about 6, 8 feet up, and on the outside, I don't know what we found. We found something to use as a ladder. It was not a ladder. He got out. He was
On the left.
down. Yeah, it was not a ladder. I get through the wind. Now, granted, I am almost 6 feet too, and we're talking about a window that's about 3 feet high, so I don't really fit through that very well. So I get through, I get on the other side, I'm coming down this ladder, not ladder, and it breaks. It literally just splits in half. So I quickly grabbed onto the window. I was so bruised everywhere from that trip. I quickly grab onto it, but when it broke, it kind of shifted to the left a bit, and he was on my left, and I'm pretty sure I kicked him in the face. So you know that
Oh,
was I was very bruised from that trip. I actually because of that, I was actually like bruised in the knuckle here from gripping the window so quickly.
so yeah,
Um, yeah, that was not a trip. Now the second time we went back, we like basically walked through the door. So
yeah, yeah. We
can I say?
I went to that place. I'm gonna say like maybe three times. I still have not gotten in that building. In the one behind us, that one.
That and that one.
Yeah,
We did so we did that on this one on the first. So we did this one and the library on the first trip. The second trip we went back, we got into the bigger building, the biggest one, that had the theater in it and some other stuff.
yeah.
We tried to get into the pool, but we didn't
I
get
think
there.
yeah.
And I think Max went back a third time and got into the pool building, but I never went back for the third one.
Yeah. Yeah, I have you been there? Like, how recent was that when you went? Was it back when like everything?
Um, it's been a while, maybe late winter. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah,
When did I drop the video? Because that'll tell me roughly. Um, no, I think for yeah, I'm too far out. I think it was like right towards the end of winter. It was one of
yeah,
those things that like I heard it was a thing, and I was like Max, let's go. We're going quickly.
yeah. There was a deep.
So I dropped. Oh no, so I take it back. So video dropped about a year ago. So we must have went like mid fall last year.
Huh. It honestly could have been that long for me too. I lose track of all these places. Like, I know it's definitely cold out, so it's definitely winterish, give or take.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, no, I enjoyed that a lot. We did that one pretty quickly. No, and yes, these places all really do after a while start to run together. Yes, that cigar does look supersized. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, yo, this is a really. I was down Ocean City this weekend. I was drunk as hell, and I was like, "Yo, let's go get cigars." Walked like 10 blocks to a cigar shop, bought 2 cigars. Drunk as shit, but I like
Yeah,
cigars.
I can't say I've ever done that, but
Yeah, I like them. I mean, I think my grandpa got me into it. My uncle.
So I don't mind them on occasion. Obviously, it's something you really got to commit to because it takes a long time.
Long time.
Um, I- yeah, I enjoy it with. Um, Actually, I probably would have enjoyed it tonight with a little bourbon. Go hand
Hell
in hand with a cigar and have a good conversation. Maybe that's how I should start doing the live streams: a bourbon, a
yeah.
cigar, and a live stream.
That's what I was like. That's what I was like. I got a couple twisted teas up there. I was like, maybe I should bring one out. And I was like, nah. This weekend I was going, so let me give myself a break.
Yeah, yeah, no. I Trust me, when the years start piling on, it hurts a lot more to recover from it.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I try to drink a lot of water,
Hurts.
but sometimes it doesn't work out.
Yeah, it hurts a lot more these days. So I steer clear of it. Although I've I have once or twice had a bando drink with Max.
Yeah, that's it. I did that the one time. Do you remember I think it was the only time I met you, and it was only for like 2 minutes. Remember at
Oh, where were we?
Philly, Philly, the paper.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
paper. That's right, the paper mill.
yeah. I had a couple drinks then. That was fun. Everyone was having drinks. We're all just bullshitting around that place. And that place is really big. That was fun. That day was fun.
Yeah. So the first day of the college, I swear to God, I could have killed Max. Max is drunk as shit. Go figure. Um, playing playing music from his phone like through the entire time, which don't get me wrong, was kind of cool and it puts a different vibe on it. But I'm like, now I have to cut all of this audio out because I will get nailed for a copyright.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so there is like no there is no audio in like the first half of that video because I had to chop it all out. Um, Otherwise, I would have gotten flagged. The second time was not so bad, and there's some background audio in there. But yeah, I'm like, dude, you gotta stop. I'm gonna have to cut all of this out. And then I also remember there was first couple of videos. Um, there's like video of my sister swearing that I bleeped out. And then I just realized I don't care enough anymore. That it's just not worth my time. This is not a family friendly channel.
Yeah.
We tried. We tried originally.
Yeah. Gets to a point, I guess.
Yeah, no, it does. But
Yeah.
anyway, um, I think you've had a long day. I've had a long day. I think I'll cut this here, but
Yeah. Like,
it was super great. Um, I will have a new video, fingers crossed, this weekend. Actually, not even a new video. We're into now new season, so season 10. That's pretty cool. I really never thought we would do it this long. I really didn't. I thought we'd put out a couple of videos and just kind of fade away from this. But
yeah, not do it.
we've we've still been doing it. Um, and hopefully we'll still continue. Um, Everybody, check out at Bedhead on Instagram and anywhere else.
Bedhead, pretty much just Instagram.
Okay, I thought so. I didn't think you were doing the
Nah,
YouTube stuff.
yeah.
So on Instagram, we'll have a fingers crossed if I find the time to edit this week. We'll have a video out this weekend. Actually, a really cool um, Catholic retreat center, pretty much untouched, with power. So that was kind of cool. Um, Going to be one of the first couple of videos that I'm going to change the name of the place because it is that untouched. Usually I don't, um, and I take a lot of lashings for that. But part of it is also I do it for the history too. I think these places have a story to be told. I want to tell it, but this place was a little much, so I'm going to keep keep the background information to a minimum, and do a name change. But hopefully, we'll have this out this weekend. It was super cool in there. Um, actually, got to actually link up with somebody I've been talking to for a while. Um, so got to meet another explorer finally, which is cool. You and I have to get out one of these days
Nope.
already. Um, it's been too long.
Really.
So
Weather's getting
again,
better.
that's right. Weather's becoming perfect. That is exactly it. Again, thank you so much for joining in on us tonight. Had a super cool time. Um, Video this weekend. Everybody, thank you. And as always, until next time, explorers, stay safe.